Hello, good morning, everybody. This training is specifically for issuance of certification and record keeping in IHNA. As all of you are aware that we have to meet compliance with the new standards for RTO 2015, which is from 1st of April. It is mandatory, and we have actually updated our policy on certificate issuance and reviewed all the content, and we have improved the policy in order to meet the standard requirements. And I would quickly take you through the process and just explain what is actually important in the new standards for RTO 2015 in terms of certification, issuance, and requirements. So just I'll go to the next slide. Okay, in our knowledge of QMS section under FAQ and guidelines, we have created a new section called qualification issuance and records section, where we have already published AQF qualification issuance policy, AQF certification documentation and explanation, certification issuance and recognition of qualification and statement of attainment policy and procedure for IHNA, NRT logo specifications, and AQF logo usage guidelines. So while designing a certificate or statement of attainment, we need to refer to all these documents and ensure that compliance to all the published guidelines. And I just quickly explain you where it is. It's in the Knowledge Hub. Under the QMS, we have FAQ and guidelines, which is open here, and under qualification issuance and records. So all this been published, and if you look at this, this is our primary area where we talking about the policy. So you can see that the E version 3 updated on yesterday, which is 29th of March. So we made certificate issuance policy current, and all the changes happened in this. I will explain to you step by step. Okay, so just go through the presentation and we can explain it. So the foundation is when IHNA will issue a certificate. According to the ASCO standard 2015, we need to issue certificate within 30 calendar days from the date of completed the course or the program in all aspects. So how do we say when is the program completed? So we come to a conclusion that training plan need to be after the clinical placement. Students has to come back and submit their clinical placement book, and then they have to sit with the trainer assessor who is responsible for the student to confirm that all the assessments documents are completed and marked and uploaded into the system, and also ensure that the training plan is completed in all aspects. So some of the campuses are not really following 100% training plan, but they have an initial training plan which is prepared. At the end of the program, we can actually download comprehensive assessment report from Academic Hub. You can actually attach both together, and then at the bottom, if the students and trainer assessor complete all the required sections and sign off and put the dates, and that will be the date triggering to certificate issuance. Unless otherwise training plan is completed, all the assessments are completed, and the trainer assessor responsible for the student is not sign off the documents along with the student, it is not started. And once that is done, we are liable to issue the certificate within 30 days to the student. And in our internal process starts from there. The training plan which is completed and signed off by the trainer assessor will be passed to the course coordinator. The course coordinator has to look into it and go from there. Once the certificate is ready, we printed and everything is ready. Of course, we need to make sure that the payment of the fees is received from the student. If the student haven't paid any fees, the registrar will complete the certificate, print it and keep it with him or her, and not issue to the student. And students cannot be issued a certificate without having a USA number. So anybody want to get a certificate of statement of attainment from IHNA in 2015 must provide their USA number, and we need to verify it. So the process will be like, as I mentioned briefly, that training plan and comprehensive assessment report has to be completed, and update the update the checklist. So there is a checklist section in Academic Hub which we're going to update with all these informations. And registrar's job will be to verify all the admin documents and make sure that all the funding documents are completed and scanned and uploaded. Original copies are available in the student file, and also verify all the documents to confirm the checklist. We have a checklist section in the student profile where has to be a section where the registrar verified that it's all completed. Once the registrar happy with all the things and training course coordinator sign off for the training plan and verified the training plan, this is the next step is to issue the certificate, and all the certificate stationery will be kept with the campus manager. So registrar will coordinate with the campus manager to get the certificate printed, and campus manager has to have the full responsibility to verify all the information before issuing or signing the certificate, make sure that all the training plan is completed, all the assessments are uploaded, and all the documents are available from the admission documents, mainly pre-training review documents and also funding documents, and all must be confirmed by the campus manager. So if anything is missing, it has to be settled before we sign off the certificate. And once the certificate is prepared, it has to be scanned and uploaded a copy into student document section of Academic Hub. Whether it is certificate or statement of attendance, both need to be scanned and uploaded. Record keeping. From now, all the certificate issued to students will be added to the certificate issuance register. So we have a certificate issuance register. It's a notebook kind of thing kept in register, kept in every reception area where students sign. So from now, it should be the responsibility of the registrar to make sure that all the certificates are handed out to the student and sign off by the student that certificate been received. And from there, we will start a new page for every month, and we also prepare two separate registers, one for AQF qualification, one is for non-AQF qualification. AQF qualifications are certificate qualification as well as diploma of nursing. All other qualifications, including the bridging program, re-entry program, refresher program, all this comes under non-AQF qualification, which need to be put separate register. And scan and upload each month's record in IHNA. We have created a folder in general document section under QMS, certificate issuance register, and each campus name is there. So you need to go to each campus and then put certificate issuance register. Maybe you save certificate issuance register March 2015 or April 2015. So each month we need to know there is a certificate issuance register scanned and uploaded there. That only that page, which will give us the idea how many certificate issued for AQF qualification and non-AQF qualification from each campus. So that is one of the mandatory requirement we put in. These are all requirements set by ASQUA's standard for 2015. Download certificate issuance details from ViceNet. All the certificates are issued for in IHNA is through ViceNet only, and those certificate issuance register is already automatically generated in ViceNet. But if anything happens to ViceNet or anything, we should have a document evidence which we have all the register here. So I have actually requesting in the IT section to download this all the previous certificate issuance up to 2014 and save it into the general document certificate issuance register by each campus there. And from now, every year, January for the previous year will be downloaded from ViceNet and uploaded into the system. So we have a register always fully available. And we have created a checklist for certificates. This is exactly from the policy I have just copied and pasted here. So for issuing a certificate, we need to have name, code and logo of IHNA. And we have a RTO code which is 21985, which is already in the certificate. Name of person receiving the qualification. We have to make the given name and surname of the person receiving the qualification, which is the student details. Awarded AQF qualification by its code and full title. So we need to say CHC 30212 certificate 3 in HK. The full title has to be there. Date issued should be there. Authorized signatory. From now, IHNA certificates will be issued by the signatory will be the campus manager. And unique certificate identifier. So this is a certificate number which comes out of every ViceNet for every certificate. The AQF logo which has to be there. AQF logo is mandatory and it should be there in the certificate. and it should not be there in the statement of attainment. Nationally recognized training, NRT logo, which has to be there in the certificate, and IHNA corporate identifier. This is basically the sticker we put in, and also we put a what you call common seal of IHNA, Institute of Health and Nursing Australia. Common seal is an embedded thing, embossed thing, and this seal is actually to control fraudulent preparation of the certificates. So we need to be keeping this in safe custody by the campus manager. Checklist for statement of attainment: name, logo, and national provider number of IHNA. Name of the person who received, same as given name and surname. Date issued, a list of competencies which we have to list down, and authorized signatory, which is again will be the campus manager. An NRT logo should be there, and a word which says that statement of attainment is issued by a registered training organization when an individual has completed one or more accredited unit. This actually we incorporate into the document which we printed and kept. The words, each competency must be also from the which course it comes from. We have to list down. We have to mention there. And IHNA corporate identifier. While yesterday's audit in Perth, we noticed that some of the statement of attainment was not put in that sticker and the common seal of IHNA, which is the corporate identifier. So please ensure that every statement of attainment is added with corporate identifier from now. So this will be one of the things which campus managers must ensure before signing the certificates and statement of attainment. So before signing, to ensure that everything is completely filled, all this checklist is been prepared, complied before signing. So it is a responsibility of the person signing the statement of attainment or certificate to ensure all this information is correctly reflected in the document. Protecting against fraud. So this is one of the requirement set by the standard. And how do you protect fraudulent preparation of our certificate? So we are putting some procedure now. A certificate and statement of attainment stationery to be locked at all times under the custody of campus manager. So we need to have a locker for every campus manager, and they have to lock and keep lock all the certificate that printed stationery, and the IHNA common seal also should be locked in the same locker, and the key should be kept with the campus manager. Also can be to the delegated person. It can be registrar. And all stationery will be issued to the registrar or delegates only for printing certificates. And we need to keep a record of how many registration certificates we printed and the stationery register inside the locker itself. So when you're issuing 10 pieces to print a certificate, you write down that this date issue 10 pieces to the registrar to issue the certificate. So by following this procedure, we can ensure that we don't have this material available to anybody without giving authorization from the campus manager. Then again comes to AQF logo. It's very important to understand that all the certificates should have AQF logo, and AQF logo should not be in any statement of attainment. So we ensure that there is no AQF logo is printed on any statement of attainment which we providing to the students. So I think that's all I could think of at the moment. Major aspect of our requirement set in the new requirement set by ASQA. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now, or you can actually please type in using the chat window, or you can add that into FAQ section of Knowledge Hub. Thank you.